Number 3, the volume of a cylinder varies directly as the height and the square of the radius. Okay, so I notice this is direct variation. It says the volume varies directly as the height and the square of the radius. Okay, so we've got volume equals K times the height times the square of the radius. It's going to look like that. Step 1, write the formula. Step 2, you're going to plug in all those numbers to find K. So it says radius is 5 and height is 10 and volume is 785. They give you pretty much all of the numbers that you'll need. Volume is 785 cubic centimeters. H is 10 and R is 5. Okay, so dividing, we're going to divide. We're going to get K equals 785 divided by 10 times 5 squared. I guess that'd be 250, right? So K equals 3.14. 3.14. So they're talking about pi there, obviously. That was step 2, find K. Step 3, we're going to go back to the formula, and we're going to put the K value in there. And then step 4, plug in whatever's left. All right, find the volume of a cylinder with radius 10 and height 15. So we want to find volume. They said the height was 15 and the radius was 10. 3.14 times 15 times 10 squared. $4,710. So V equals 4,710. We're talking about volume. Volume, the units were cubic centimeters. So make sure when there's a story problem or a problem with context, make sure your answer has context as well. Volume is 4,710 cubic centimeters. 4, Vanessa has determined that the number of children enrolled in her daycare center varies directly with the amount she spends on advertising and inversely. Okay, so notice this says there's direct and there's inverse. Direct means multiply and inverse means divide in your formula anyway. So go back and look at the variables. The number of children, so I'll use an N, enrolled in her daycare center varies directly with the amount she spends on advertising per year and inversely with her weekly charge for a child. So I'll just use these. Okay, so the number of children is going to vary directly with the amount she spends on advertising and inversely with the weekly charge. So I'm setting it up like that. Step 1, write the formula. Step 2 is going to give you all the numbers that you'd need. This year, she spent $900 on advertising, charged $150 per child per week, and had 51 children. So what's that? 51 was the N number. Advertising was 900 and 150 per week. Looks like that. So, kind of cross multiply here. 51 times 150. 7650. Equals 900K. I'm going to divide by 900. 8.5. K equals 8.5. K equals 8.5. Step 3, I go back to the formula, but this time I know K is 8.5. That's a constant, so that 8.5 is good for any use of this formula. N equals 8.5A divided by W, and then plug in the numbers that they give you. So if she spent $1,000 on advertising and charges $170 per week, how many children? So they're asking for N. N equals 8.5. She spent $1,000 on advertising and charges $170 per week. 8.5 times 1,000 divided by 170. 50. N equals 50. 50 what? How many children? 50 children.